fight lovers. Welcome back to another episode of the Love of Fighting podcast. Hello, fight lovers. Welcome back to another episode of the Love of Fighting podcast. We're joined by the always entertaining UFC's middleweight fighter, Eryk, your boy Anderson. Anderson. My bad. How you doing, my man? Eryk, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing awesome. And yourself?
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show. If you guys didn't know, we were talking to Eryk for a long time now. I think my partner contacted you a month ago. I believe I told him to contact you, and we're here. So let's ask this man a couple of questions. I know you guys know him. He's a very exciting fighter. He's coming off a great win over Darren Stewart, UFC 263. How was that fight in your eyes, by the way? Did you like your own performance?
Um, Not really. At the end of the day, the win is the most important thing, and I definitely did enough to do that. But I think that whenever I fight, it's like a brand. Whenever you buy Nikes, you know what you're getting. Whenever you buy, whatever, you know what you're getting. Whenever you watch Eryk Anders fight, you should know what you're getting, and that's action and a lot of
Violence.
punches and strikes and stuff, an entertaining fight, but it was a little off brand, but at the same time, like I said, the win is a win.
Yeah, win is a win. So this fight was at light heavyweight, am I correct?
It was.
Yeah, so are you going to stay at light heavyweight or are you going back down to 185?
I prefer middleweight. Initially, Darren and I, the first time we fought at middleweight. The second time we signed to fight at middleweight again, but then he said he wanted to sign at fight at 205. So, re-signed the contract, and like I said, I prefer middleweight, but Darren's the one that wanted it at 205. So, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's a win, and it was an impressive win. So I'm gonna start by asking you, what got you into MMA? How did you get into MMA? Did you just wake up one day and you decided, oh, I'm gonna be a fighter, or it was a long time and you thought about it? How did you get into MMA?
Well, I was an athlete my whole life. The NFL thing didn't work out for me, so I just found myself being bored and wanted to train and work out. And I'm not really a big fan of just lifting weights and running, so I wanted to actually do something. So I started with jiu-jitsu, and that was fun. Um, then I started sparring and boxing, and wanted to do it. Fought a few times as an amateur, and told myself this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's not awesome. What is it with this NFL players coming into MMA? What does NFL offer you guys that makes you do do the transition to MMA? Does that help you in MMA and football? Does it help you guys?
I, I think so. I think there's a certain mentality you have to have to play football, and it's very similar to fighting. So when they take that away from you and you can't do it anymore, and you're still young and want to compete and do something, MMA is like the perfect sport for a lot of football players to get into.
We got we got a couple NFL former NFL football players. Greg Hardy. What do you think about Greg Hardy? By the way, his name just came up. He's not doing really good. Couple L's here and there. What do you think about him?
I just don't think he has enough experience. I think that then that dude's first, he had like 3 amateur fights, and his first pro fight was on the Contender Series. So I think his whole professional career has been in the UFC, and you really don't get time to grow and develop like you would if you were fighting on a regional show or a local show, then a regional show. Then you work your way up to these things. They kind of just threw him into the fire just because of the athlete that he is. And there are probably not a whole lot of heavyweights with his athletic, background and credentials and whatnot. But at the same time, this is fighting. You know, um, just because you're good at football doesn't mean you're going to be good at fighting. So they kind of got the trial by fire, so to speak.
So yeah, so let's get that. Let's get away from that thing. Uh, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 4 years?
Oh shit, I'll probably be retired by then. Um,
Do you do you
yeah.
see a championship belt, a title fight, champ status, all that stuff?
Yeah, I think I'm at the stage where I've gotten enough experience. I'm now training with the right people. Um, so I think that my career now, since moving over to Fight Ready, is just going to grow and excel.
That is awesome. So, who would you like to fight next? You're an entertaining fighter. You said you want to fight at 185 again. Who's next for you?
I don't know. I was supposed to fight Antonio Arroyo back in November, but that didn't work out. But I think I just saw that he signed to fight another fight. So, man, I don't care, man. I'll fight whoever, whenever. I just have my meniscus fixed and my nose fixed, so I'm on the shelf right now. So hopefully, November time frame. I'd love to hop on that Madison Square Garden card.
Yeah, that's a great card coming up. If you guys don't know, Kamaru Usman versus Kobe Covington 2. Who you got in that matchup, Kamaru or Kobe?
Uh, I think Kamaru Usman. I think his striking has looked exceptional these last few fights. Obviously, he can wrestle really well. Um, I would imagine that Kobe Covington is going to try and take him down, put him on his back, but um, and use his cardio as a weapon. But Usman has phenomenal cardio as well. So I just don't. Anybody can get knocked out, obviously, but I think Usman wins.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Kamaru Usman has 100% takedown defense. That means he has never been taken down. So let's get away from that. If you could change an outcome of one fight, it could be one of yours, another fight, doesn't matter. If you could change an outcome of one fight, which one would you pick?
To be fair, I think I beat Machida, so I would get that dub,
Yeah.
that win. So I would have that win on my record and that loss off of there. So I think that everybody I lost to, I deserve. Well, not. I don't know. Yeah, definitely Machida. I think that was the one fight that I for sure won, but the judges didn't see it that way. So that's the win I would get back.
Yeah, judges, man, judges. Did you watch these fights last night? The fight card.
I did. Yeah, of course.
Were you surprised by one judge gave Uriah Hall one round? Were you surprised by that?
Man, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because he lost the other four. So
Yeah. So
it's not like I give Uriah Hall a win that he shouldn't have had. So um, I didn't watch the fourth and fifth round. I was on a flight, but I think Uriah Hall may have won the second or third. I don't remember the what rounds. What happened round by round, but yeah. So like I said, it was the deciding factor. He still scored it for Sean Strickland. So even if you just gave him more rounds, the right guy won the fight.
yeah, exactly. The right guy did won the fight. What do you think we should do to keep these dumb judges? I'm gonna call them donkeys from now on because they're donkeys. Let's be honest. Who gave that fight? Who scores a fight for Macy Barber when she lost the first 2 rounds? Donkey. Even a donkey wouldn't even do that.
I think that there needs to be some kind of continued learning that goes on. for the judges. I think there should be a certification process for them to be MMA judges. These guys come from like boxing or
Boxing
kickboxing.
judges, yeah.
So when they see grappling going on, they really don't know what it is they're looking at really. So
They should.
um,
Even
I
yeah.
think that go ahead.
Go on, go on. No, you go first.
Yeah. I was just saying I think there should be some kind of continued learning and some kind of certification process for MMA judges.
Yeah, I think they should just go to sleep when grappling comes on because they don't even know what the hell they're doing. Like,
Yeah,
guy
it's
gets taken down and they don't give him a point. He gets taken down. He gets controlled, but he lands a couple of good shots. They give him the round.
well, I do think that you have to do some damage when you have the guy on the
Yeah,
ground. Just like
yeah,
the Chris Gritzmeyer and Rafael Garcia fight.
yeah.
Rafa Garcia was taking him down, but he was just laying on him and didn't do anything. So yes,
Exactly.
he should score points for the takedown, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you win the round just because you held him down. I think you have
Yeah,
to do something,
do
advance
the
your
damage.
position,
Yeah.
strikes, submission attempts, these things.
So I talked to Sam Alvey about a couple episodes back. He said, "Let's have 8 judges, 9 judges." Do you think that could help this controversial decisions, or we should bring 3 former MMA fighters that are retired right now to to judge the fights? Which one do you think? Option A or B?
I think 3 former fighters makes more sense. 9 judges, that's too many, dude. That's it's gonna take them forever to add up the scores. It's gonna,
Yeah, it's gonna take too long.
I don't think that's the answer. I think just more competent judges is the answer.
Yeah. So PFL's been doing their thing that verdict people on verdict they're judging fights too. So do you think we should do 2 judge present and 1 judge is the verdict community judging the fight? Do you think that should be a thing?
No, not so much because if you get a guy like Nate Diaz fighting Leon Edwards, man, they're getting whether Nate Diaz won the round or not. They're Nate Diaz the round just because he's a much more popular fighter. I think
Exactly.
popularity should be taken out of the equation.
So yeah, so let's get away from the judges. I don't want to give this donkeys cloud. I don't want to talk about them. So let's say this is March 2022. Who's the middleweight champion?
I think Adesanya is going to be the man for a while. He seems to be a tough riddle to figure out for everybody. So um, he's the tallest, longest guy in the division. So he also has, Buku. I know he's only had 21 pro fights, but he's just got 70 something
Kickbox.
kickboxing fights. So I think that he's learning, evolving, and growing every fight. So I think it's going to be a while that we see him on top.
So how do you see yourself in a match with Erzio Adesanya? What are your keys to defeating Izzy if you fight him in the future?
Definitely not the striking. I think I'd have to take the Marvin Vettori approach. Try to wrestle him. And thing is about Adesanya, he don't ever get tired. You really don't see him
Yeah.
taking deep breaths no matter the pace of the fight, and he's able to go up and down with the pace of the fight. So, like I said, he seems to be a tough riddle.